Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday and happy Wellness Wednesday. I am so excited to be back to Wellness Wednesday after taking a good month off. And I'm just so excited to be back and be with you. And for those of you who are on my email list and have just kept in contact and been enjoying my weekly emails, thank you so much. And if you're not on my email list and you would like to join, I will drop the link in the show notes and you can certainly sign up for that. So today we're talking about you just never know what a day will bring. And this has been quite a journey for me over the last month. And a little bit, a little vulnerable for me to talk about it, but it's time now. The message from my experience is a big one, and it needs to be told. So a month ago, over a month now, on July the 16th, I was standing at my desk and working on a course that I'm currently taking. And the room started to spin and I got really nauseous and my legs got really tingly. And I had to sit down. I was at my standing desk. Then I was covered in sweat. My husband came and brought me down the stairs. And I went down the stairs on my butt. And at the bottom of the stairs, I could not walk. So I was down on the floor, and that is where EMS came to get me. And I went on an ambulance ride. And once at the hospital, they airlifted me to Toronto Western, to the neuro floor. And I stayed there for a week and had a lot of tests, very thorough, fabulous, just fabulous, both at our local hospital in New Liskeard and at Toronto Western, just fabulous care and very, very thorough. And when I got there, I still could not use my legs, especially my right one. And finally, I got strong enough to get onto a walker. And then from a walker, after 3 days on a walker and doing a lot of rehab, I was able to walk without the walker. And so I went into the hospital not being able to use my legs, and I walked out of the hospital 7 days later. So I'm very, very grateful for that. When I say you never know what a day will bring, I can't stress that enough. 1 minute, you're totally fine. And the next minute, you're not. Your world changes. And it gets turned upside down. And it's, as I look back over what happened, of course, it was an absolute whirlwind. And after all the testing that was done and all the imaging, they don't really know what happened to me. Whatever happened to me is requiring a rehab. I'm still not where I was before this happened, but I am diligently working at it. So why did I come on here today and share that story with you? Right? Why am I telling you this? Because you just never know what a day will bring. You really don't. And when you have a day like I had, which I hope you never do, what do you need? What's going to help you get through that? What tools do you have in your toolbox? I know It might not look anything like what I went through, and I hope it never does, but we always have challenges, right? We always have challenges. Something's, comes up to challenge us. And so what tools do you have in your toolbox to deal with that? Because when you're in it, it's too late. It's you can't learn those tools when you're right in the thick of it. At least I can't anyway. So what are my takeaways from that experience? Losing the use of my legs, especially my right one, not being able to walk. Going in with my strength, the strength that I had in my body when this happened, was so beneficial for me. So beneficial. I was able to pull myself up, use my upper body strength when I didn't have any lower body strength. My strength served me so well. And I am very grateful for the consistency and the commitment that I have to my strength program and to taking care of myself, moving, lifting weights, challenging myself. The next thing that helped me the most was mindset. That was huge as well. The way I looked at it, and this is my perception when I was in it, okay, was I had two choices. I could either lie in the bed and feel sorry for myself, or I could get busy trying to walk again, trying to load my legs, and getting back into my life. The one night my husband and I were pretty teary. And, it was very, very emotional for both of us. And I woke up the next morning, and what came through my mind was, that's it. We're done. Now we work on getting better. Now I work on getting out of here, using my legs, getting my energy back. Was it hard work? Yeah, absolutely. It was very hard work. But I didn't see another option, or the option I did see. The other option that I did see was just not one that I could live with or accept. So mindset was big. I used journaling. At 6 o'clock in the morning, when the hospital was quiet, my bed became my rehab mat, my yoga mat. So not only doing rehab, but journaling, listening to affirmations, using my own affirmations, being really mindful of where my thoughts were going and bringing them back to focusing on healing and focusing on walking again. It's not easy. And you got to dig really deep to find out what you're made of. But I've had to dig really deep many, many times to find out what I'm made of. And so I know how to do that. Do you? If something physically comes along, that strength that you have, both physically, mentally, emotionally, is going to serve you. And waiting till it happens and then building strength after, I mean, there's no time like the present, right? But what can you do now? What can you do now? If you're already doing strength training, you're physically active, you know that if this happens, something like this happens to you, you've got a good base that you've gone in with and you can build back. That's awesome. But what if you don't? What if strength training is something that you've been talking to yourself about, that you know you should do, but you haven't done yet? For me, it was the key to independence. And when I was in that bed and could not get out of that bed, I couldn't walk. I really couldn't move my right leg very much. Independence really hit home for me, big time. I had to rely on someone to get me out of the bed to go to the bathroom, for everything. And I don't think I have ever really been in that place where my independence is gone. And I just knew that that was not a place that I could be. If there was any way that I could get better, if there was any way that I could get stronger, I was going to do that. For some reason in life, we get these challenges. What's my biggest takeaway from the challenge? What you stepped into it with is going to be a game changer. Your strength, your mindset, the tools that you have in your toolbox. For me, meditation, my rehab knowledge, that was big for me. My mindset, my calm. After doing meditation for so long, to be able to be in it without reaction and to follow the flow, that brought me a lot of peace, because this was a pretty scary thing. It happened for myself and for all of my family. And also, I mean, if this can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. My cholesterol levels are fine. My blood sugars are fine. Everything came out normal, but yet I lost the use of my legs. Strange. Bizarre, actually. So what do you have in the tank? What skills, what tools do you have to get yourself through life's events? And can you surf the waves with ease and grace? It's a big question. It's a big question. And we're going to be looking at that as we come into the fall and we look at building strength and working on our skill set of tools in our toolbox, because you just never know what a day will bring. Might bring an ambulance, a plane ride, a ferry ride, another ambulance. You just never know what a day is going to bring. And when life throws us these things, we need to be able to pull out all the tools in our toolbox. It is so wonderful to be back. You have no idea. And I look forward to being with you next Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday as we start to look at a leg strength routine. And then as we head into the fall, I have some great things coming up, and including a Create a Stronger You program for those of you who are looking to build your strength, and maybe you're in the beginning phases of that and you're ready to get started this fall. I've got lots coming up for you. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining me, and happy Wednesday. Remember, you never know what a day will bring.